Okay class, good morning. Welcome back to our modular classes tutorial. And our lesson for today is about grade 6 mathematics. And let's talk about fractions or subtracting fractions. So fractions are part of a whole. Kung may magsasabi sa iyo na parte ka ng buhay ko, ibig sabihin po nun ay fraction ka ng buhay niya. And the next question is, by how much? So ang sagot niya ay, ikaw ang lahat sa akin. So that means, ang fraction mo ay 1 over 1. Or any number that is divided by itself is 1 and considered as a whole. So basically, fractions are differentiated into 3 types. Namely, similar, dissimilar, and mixed numbers. So similar fractions are fractions that have the same denominators, while dissimilar fractions are fractions that have different denominators. And mixed numbers are fractions that have whole number beside it, or it can be expressed also as improper fraction, wherein improper fraction, the numerator is greater than denominator. So let's start with similar fraction. 2/3 minus 1/3. So this one have the same denominator. So like adding fraction, all we have to do is copy the denominator, which is 3, and minus the numerator. So 2 minus 1. So 1. So the answer is 1/3. So another example, 3/4 minus 2/4. So both of them have the same denominator. So just copy the denominator, which is 4, and minus the numerator. 3 minus 2 is 1. So this is the answer. So it's very simple and easy for similar fractions. So next is the similar fraction. So for example, we have 3/4 minus 2/5. So as you can see, the two fractions have different denominators. So in order to solve the similar fraction, we need first to convert this into similar fraction by finding its LCD. LCD or least common denominator. So our denominators are 4 and 5. So first strategy is by listing method. So this is like skip counting. So like this. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. And 5, 10, 15, and 20. And the first number that is common for both 4 and 5 is our least common denominator or least common multiple. So our LCD here is 20. So 20 divided by 4 is 5 times 3 is 15. So 20 divided by 5 is 4 times 2 is 8. So now, this is a similar fraction. So all we have to do now is find the difference between two numerators. 15 minus 8 is 7, and copy the denominator, 20. So this is our final answer. So another method for finding the LCD or LCM is like this. So first we have the denominators 4 and 5, and so these numbers here are the denominators. So we find number that can divide them or most of them. So in this example, So there is no specific number that can divide both of them. So we will just divide them individually. So first, 4. So the number that can divide 4 is 4. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. So 5 is cannot be. So bring down 5. So the remaining number now is 1 and 5. So the number that can divide 5 is 5. So this will become 1. So 1 and 1. So 4 times 5 is 20. So just like this. But the shorter version. Another example is 4 fifths minus 3 7. So this is the similar fraction, and we need to find the LCD. So first we find 5 and 7. So the number that can divide them, so nothing, or we can do it individually. So 5 divided 5 is 1, and 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. So the remaining number now is 5 and 7. So we just multiply them. 5 times 7 is 35. So therefore, our LCD is 35. 35 divided by 5 is 7 times 4, 28. Minus 35 divided by 7 is 5 times 3 is 15. So 28 minus 15 is 13 over 35. That's our final answer. Okay, lastly, mixed numbers. So for example, we have 12 and 3/4 minus 8 and 1/4. So first, we need to subtract first the fraction. So we know that this fraction is similar. So all we have to do is find the difference between two numerators, which is 3 and 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2 over 4. So 12 minus 8 is 4. So this fraction can be reduced to 1/2. And copy 4. So our final answer is 4 and 1/2. So another example is 6 and 2/3 minus 4 and 4/5. So as you can see, the fractions here are dissimilar fractions. So first we will make this into similar fraction by finding its LCD. So LCD of 3 and 5 is 15. So 15 divided by 3 is 5 times 2 is 10. So 15 divided by 5 is 3 times 4 is 12. If you can observe, the number here is lesser than the number here. So 10 over 15 minus 12 over 15 is, we have a result of negative. So it cannot be possible. So what we do now is we borrow 1 from here, from 6. So this 6 will become 5. And this one, we add up 1, 10, and 15. So what we do with 1 is we will make this into a fraction and add up to this fraction. So 1 will become, since this is the denominator, so we need a denominator of 15. And since this is 1, so the numerator is 15. So this number 1 will become 15 over 15. So 15 plus 10 is 25. And copy the denominator. So our number here is 5/25 over 15 minus 4 and 4 and 12 over 15. So we have now a similar fraction. So first we subtract the fractions 25 over 15 minus 12 over 15, which is 13 over 15, and subtract 5 minus 4. So the answer is 1 and 13 over 15. Okay, another example is 6 minus 3 and 1/8. So as you can see, the other number has a fraction and the other one has no fraction. So we need to put a fraction here. So by subtracting 1 from here. So this 6 will become 5 and 1. And copy this number, minus 3 and 1/8. So this one, we will make this into a fraction. So what fraction? So since the denominator here is 8, so our denominator for 1 is 8. So since 1, so we have to put the same number here in the numerator. So 8 over 8, so equals 1. So this one will become 8 over 8. So now 8 over 8 minus 1/8 is 7/8. So 5 minus 3 is 2. So our final answer is 2 and 7/8. Okay, last example is 2 and 1/8 minus 1. So unlike the example before or the previous example, so this area here has no fraction. So all we have to do is drop down the fraction and minus the whole numbers. So 2 minus 1 is 1. So the final answer is 1 and 1/8. Okay class, I hope you learned something today. And that's it for today. See you next time.